back, the Queen's Birthday Honours list has been released, and the recipients share a really common trait. That includes selflessness, excellence and commitment to service. They're from different backgrounds, their stories are each unique and each has served in different ways. On the list is Beccy Cole. Almost 30 years ago, she won the Star Maker Award at the Country Music Awards of Australia by singing Reba McEntire's Just a Little Love and Slim Dusty's Bushland Boogie. Since then, the South Australian has had the kind of career that many performers can only dream of, releasing 10 studio albums. And today, Beccy has been awarded an OAM for her service to the country music industry. And I'm very happy to say she joins us live now. Beccy, congratulations. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be honoured in this way?
Oh, look, it feels fantastic. Obviously, it's visibility for the arts, in particular country music, which I'm passionate about. It's visibility for LGBTQI plus community, of course, and visibility for my grandma's wallpaper, which is...
I love that. Do tell us about your grandma's wallpaper and your grandmother.
Oh, my grandmother is, she's my queen. She's 102. In fact, she's almost 103. And I'm looking after her house at the moment. And she absolutely adores the Queen. And so I couldn't think of a better place than Grandma's gorgeous 80s wallpaper to be speaking to you about this. But I think in terms of visibility for women, in particular women that are nearly half 100 as well, I'm absolutely thrilled at this honour.
Well, tell us a little bit about the influence on your life, because I can tell already that your grandmother would have had a huge influence. Every year we talk about the number of women on the honours list. This is the second highest, so you're obviously a woman. How hard has it been at different points in your career being a woman in the country music industry?
That's really interesting you should ask that, because I was only recalling a story from when I was younger and sort of starting out, and I was told by someone very high up in the record company world that I'm a woman, so I have a use-by date. And I've never forgotten that, and I always wanted to kind of blow that theory out of the water and to still be touring. I'm nearly 50 and I'm young compared to a lot of the wonderful artists, especially in America. They tend to be able to honour their artists as they get older. When you look at people like Loretta Lynn, who's nearly 80, Dolly Parton, who's 76, and all of these incredible artists still able to tour. I want that for Australians. I want us to look at especially our mature women and go, look at them on tour, contributing to the arts and being fabulous at 50 plus.
It's sexy and brilliant, if you don't mind me saying that about you, Beccy Cole. Do you think that has changed in the industry, that women don't have that shelf life anymore? You, amongst others, have really proven that to be wrong.
Look, absolutely. I think it is changing. The world is changing. The acceptance of all sorts of things are changing. I mean, this month I came out 10 years ago, and it was a different time even 10 years ago for people coming out, and visibility for LGBTI plus people, especially in regions where I tour in regional Australia. So I think the visibility for women as they mature, I think we've got much more shelf life, as you call it, and I think it's great.
Yeah. You talk about particular regions of Australia. Were your fears realised when you did come out, or did country Australia surprise you?
Surprised me completely. I worried so much about those people that sort of, got all dolled up and pulled their boots on and came into town from the stations, and I thought, are you going to want to come and see this country singer now that I'm put my hand up and I'm gay, and is it okay? And look, I was completely surprised. In fact, I was welcomed with open arms and had sort of hardly any negative feedback. And those that decided not to buy a ticket for whatever reason, I don't really know about them, and they didn't make themselves known. So it was a beautiful, all-encompassing, great big Aussie hug that I received.
That's so good. Beccy, what's your favourite thing about touring and being a musician and being able to make a career out of this extraordinary talent that you have? Do you still love touring? Do you love the live events? Do you still get a bit nervous?
Absolutely. I've always been a really nervy person, but I think it's about flipping a coin as you go on stage, and that nervous energy turns into something extremely positive. And we're heading towards great events that are back on this year, like the Gympie Muster and North Queensland Rocks in Mackay, and all these wonderful, great big events that I'm so happy to still be a part of. And we're touring back to the regions. I'm, Dubbo and Forbes and Gulgong this weekend. You can't get any more country than that. And I absolutely love my job, and I love the country music audience in Australia. Is you're kind to them and you're nice to them, and their loyalty lasts forever.
We don't talk about country Australia enough. I was in Boorowa on the weekend, and it was just so great to be with country people talking about different things. I'm sure you find the same.
Without a doubt. And that's where the stories come from country music. And I just think, whether we're speaking about the land or its people or the good times to be had out in those regional areas, I just love it. I fell in love with it as a young touring artist. And to think that actually, funnily enough, my first ever tour when I left school was to Dubbo and Parks and Forbes. And I'm going back there as a nearly almost 50-year-old.
Stop saying that. Age is just a number.
I love it.
That's great.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to stand here and say, look at me, I'm 36. I'm nearly 50. And I think it's a wonderful thing. And I think women should be shouting their age from the rooftops.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're a great example of that. Before we let you go, Beccy, what's your favourite song?
My favourite song in the world?
Yep.
Probably Coat of Many Colours by Dolly Parton.
Oh, I love that. That is going to be on my playlist going home. I appreciate it. Lovely to talk to you today, Beccy. Congratulations. It's well deserved.
Thank you so much. Nice to talk to you.
Beccy Cole live there in Adelaide, and what a great advocate. And she is always touring regional Australia, regional South Australia, of course, all the states right around the country. We'll check in soon.